15 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Turkey at Afyon. The MX2 qualifying race saw Jorge Prado grab the early advantage, but alongside him, Thomas Covington, number 64, and Paul Jonas, who split the Honda of Calvin Villandren and Prado on the exit, took over the lead, but his teammate responded immediately on a frantic opening lap here. Prado led, but he went wide, left the door open for Jonas to go back through. Covington almost went past as well, but Jonas took over the lead right there and then. Covington tried to get himself into second, but he got closed down by Prado, and he was there, parked in third place. His teammate, Thomas Olsen, was closing in fourth, and just behind him, Ben Watson, Calvin Villandren, and Jacoby, who was carving through the field early on. Villandren then made a move on Watson to get himself up into fifth place. Villandren then came under attack from the 29 of Jacoby as they too fought over fifth. Prado started to close in on his number one teammate, Paul Jonas. Olsen was up into third as early on as lap 2, but this was one of the talking points. Villandren allowed Jacoby up the inside. He was pushed aside to go swimming. He lost 2 positions in that exchange, did Villandren. It looked like the 61 of Prado would close in and maybe even challenge for the lead, but that challenge fell flat in the second half of the race. Heart-in-the-mouth moment here between Maxime Renault and Rodriguez. Anthony Rodriguez eventually going through on the young Frenchman. That got him up into 8th place. Watson went defensive in the closing stages and allowed Villandren up into 6th. Watson would come home in 7th on that 919 Khmer Yamaha, but it was a Red Bull KTM 1-2 with Jonas and Prado leading the way. Olsen, Covington, Jacoby were next. Official confirmation then: Jonas, Prado, Olsen, Covington, Jacoby, Villandren, Watson, Rodriguez.
Yeah, you know, I get a pretty good start. I was straight after Jorge and then managed to pass him when he was battling with one of the Husky guys, but you know, he tried to pass me back there, and you know, I managed to cut him aside, and you know, just felt really good all tomorrow. Didn't push too hard. You know, the track is still really fast today. I hope tomorrow is gonna get rougher, but I really enjoy racing here. You know, the facility is great, and looking forward for good races tomorrow.
In the MXGP qualifying race, over on the right as we look down, Jeffrey Hurlings came across after giving himself plenty of room, pulled a whole shot on the exit. He was closely followed by Tim Geiser, Jeremy Van Horbik, Glenn Koldenoff. The next few corners determine the outcome of the race. Seawer is in there, so too with the 2 standing contracts of Gio. There is the lead guy and Strybos. Hurlings led. Geiser thought he'd lost 2nd to 4th, but he responded immediately, and he kept Van Horbik and Koldenoff back there in 3rd and 4th place. De Salle moved past Gio to get into 5th. As the race started to spread out, challenges from around about 6th place onwards. De Salle doing his best to fend off the challenge of Seawer in the early stages of the race, but then Cairoli ran up the inside of Gio. That put him up into 8th. He then went past Strybos, and Gauthier Paulin also found his way past the Swiss as he made a mistake. That got Paulin into 9th, that's where he would stay. Jeffrey Hurlings, though, pulling about 2 seconds clear early on in the qualifying race. It did go out a little bit more than that, as the HRC Honda of Tim Geiser kept the Dutchman on his toes. Van Horbik, a lonely ride in the end for Monster and his Yamaha, number 89 in 3rd. Koldenoff, though, was doing a good job of hanging on to 4th, but there was more action behind him. Cairoli up the inside of Strybos. That moved him up into 7th, and then at the 3rd time on the same lap, the 3rd time of asking, Cairoli through on Seawer to move into 6th place. He then went after Clément de Salle, but he didn't find a way past the Belgian until 2 laps to go. The Gavin van Venrooy Kawasaki 77 of Lupino slotted past Gio to get himself into 13th. That's where he would stay. And this was the pass. Cairoli around the outside of De Salle. Decisive move to put the Italian into 5th, but it was Hurlings for the 11th time this year who was victorious in the MXGP qualifying race. He was a victor by 1.5 seconds over Geiser. Van Horbik 3rd, Koldenoff, Cairoli, De Salle, Seawer and Strybos your top 8.
No, I mean, just saving the energy, I would say, because tomorrow can be brutal. You know, it's pretty hot outside. I think it's 30 plus. So I felt like, you know, as long as I win, it would be good, and want to stay in the comfort zone. You know, don't want anything to happen right now. So luckily pulled out in the whole shot and managed to win the qualifying. Need to have a good gate pick for tomorrow, and tomorrow we do our best to get on the podium. You know, it's a nice track. I really like it. So looking forward to it today. The Rebel KTM racing bike did a great job. So hope to do the same thing tomorrow.